What's up, guys? This is my opinions and my review on the Gale Balisong trainer by Svix. I know most reviews, they say try to keep their opinion out of the video, but I think that's why we watch these videos, to see others' opinions on it. So I'm going to give mine. Specs on it are titanium handles, runs on Zen pins, and it's a 440C stainless heat-treated blade. The flipping on this thing, it's a neutral flipper, not handle bias, not blade bias. It's like in my opinion, it's perfectly in the middle. Fans well, chaplains well, and it just flows. It carries momentum extremely well. Once you first get it, it has pretty sharp taper towards the end of the handles, so that's a little bit weird to get used to. Not sharp, but like it tapers a lot, so it's weird to get used to. The handles are skinny, but once you do get used to that, it's an extremely good flipper. Super bouncy. The sound, it's always got a crisp ring to it. Some people don't like it. I think it's pleasant. Better than the squid trainer. This thing has extremely good tolerance. It's probably one of the best high tolerance Balisongs I've had, even though it is a trainer. It's never had tap for as long as I've had it. Play is not much. If the screws do start coming loose on you, yeah, it'll get tapped, but every single time I've tightened them down, the tab has instantly gone away, so you don't have to worry about that if you buy this Balisong. Most people think when they see this that it's a super long Balisong, and it's not. For a size comparison, here it is next to a replicant. I know not everybody has one, but a lot of people do. About the same as a rep, and here it is next to the Zephyr trainer. The thing that gives this thing such a good ring to it when you flip is that it is a chanwich, channel and sandwich. So bottom of the handles are connected right here, and they're milled out up to the top where they're not connected. So basically, the whole handle's a tuning fork. You also have these big milled slots right here that make it ring so well. The surface is bead blasted titanium. I've flipped a machine finish Gale before, and it actually, in my opinion, did not affect the grip of it. Some people said that they liked this one better because it was more grippy. In my opinion, they're about the same. If anything, this one is more grippy if I had to choose, though. I've had this Bally for a couple months now, so it has been flipped, but as you can see, it holds up very well. Right out of the box, when I got this thing, it wasn't hard to get used to it all. It took a little while to adjust to it, but basically right off the bat, I understood how it moved, and I got good with it fast. Aerials on it are super predictable. The fanning on it, like I said earlier, carries momentum extremely well. Chaplains, it never flies out on chaplains if you do it right. It sticks super well pretty much anywhere. The bead blast does not affect the grip of it. Definitely extremely high quality flipper. Out of my collection, it's my favorite, and I have a large collection. I'm going to go ahead and move to a better lighting and a close-up view of this thing so you guys can really see the details of it, and I'm going to pick out all the things that bother me about it, because I know a lot of people like to see that, especially if you're paying $300 for a trainer. I think $300 is reasonable for this, mainly because of how well it flips and how good the tolerances are. Here's a quick up view of the knife. I've had this for a while, so it does have some dings in it, but for how long I've had it and how much I've flipped it, it's held up extremely well. Again, titanium bead blast, 440C stainless blade. So overall, the machining on this knife is very well, especially in terms of tolerances. Never had tap, never had play, but I'm just going to point out some aesthetic things that do not affect flipping whatsoever, but I feel like in the terms of a knife maker, it should be pointed out. So inside the channel right here, I hope you guys can see there's all those lines right there. That is called chatter. So when this is being machined on a CNC or a mill, chatter is whenever the tool has slight play in it, so it wobbles. So that is all chatter through there. This isn't, like, obviously the edge of it's straight right there, so it's not something that is going to affect it at all, but if you're paying $300 for it, I would like to see that taken out. It's on this handle too. Well, it's inconsistent. You can see some of it. I'm going to do my best here, down in there on that part. That side's very profound with the chatter. Another spot you can see the chatter is right here. As this comes down, you can see it kick up right there, that notch. It's not perfectly round. I know this is nothing that's going to affect it and something people won't notice, but I'm just pointing it out because I think you guys will appreciate it. Here we go. Straight, 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 and then there's that little kick up right there between those two little milled slots. That's also chatter right there from the machine. Nothing that's going to affect it. One thing about this knife is the crown spine has chatter all along it too, which whenever you're flipping it, it doesn't matter at all. But this knife was crowned in the machine, which I think you could do it by hand a lot better. But if you wanted to, you could just go over with some sandpaper and make that smooth, but it's nothing to worry about. That's a surface grind finish on that blade to get it completely flat. Again, nothing that's going to affect tolerances or flipping whatsoever. So as I was earlier, I was talking about the Zen Nub of this knife. Mine has a couple little dings in it from having it for a while, but nothing that's affected the flipping. On mine, I went ahead and put a little tiny chamfer right there along that edge and on the other sides as well. And right there you can see it's glaring off light right now. I put that in there. If you buy yours straight out of the box, it's not going to have that. At least if you buy the version that I have. I don't know about the newer ones yet, but it is something that does pinch. If you buy a machine finish Gale, this edge right along there does get sharp. It's not terrible, but you can definitely feel it. One problem with this knife that I do not like was how close the handle gap was. The closed handle gap is fine. I mean, you can see down in there, it's not going to smack the channel or anything like that. But the open handle gap is very close. That right there is not too bad. But if you slightly loosen these, or over time if you beat it, yours will get super close. Like I'm barely putting pressure with my hands and it's getting close. I have had some people, actually a lot of people on Instagram, tell me that their handles slap, which I believe this problem is going to be resolved in the newer Gales, but on this one it's definitely a problem. Along this edge right here on both handles, this chamfer is inconsistent right there. You can see it sticks up higher as well as right there. As it comes down, it kicks up. Again, this is just me being super picky. But yeah, enough of the bad stuff. Let's get to the good. Crown spine is super comfortable. This doesn't pinch at all. The handle's super grippy because of the bead blast. Even the machine finish one's super grippy. It's definitely neutral, extremely neutral flipper. So overall, in my opinion, I'd say this is definitely a buy. For $320, that is a little bit hefty. I paid $320 for this one. That was included shipping, I believe, but I think $320 or $300 even is definitely worth it for this knife. Extremely good flipper, very durable. Like I've had this for about half a year now, like 6 months, and I have dropped it many times, and if you look at it, it's almost mint. I mean, you can see dings here and there. Look at the ends of the handles, a couple dings like there, but for 6 months of this thing being flipped every day, that's not bad at all. I don't think I ever showed the play earlier. Maybe I did, but here we go again. Does have some play, but then again, no tap. Extremely good knife, so that's it for this video. Overall, definitely a good knife, extremely good tolerances, amazing flipper. Let me know if I should do more videos like this.